welcome back to another episode of 52 Movies, a series on my channel where I watch and review a movie every single week. Today we're going to be talking about Mitchells vs. Machines. I've seen it twice already, and if that doesn't say how I feel about it, I don't know what does. In case you haven't heard, Mitchells vs. Machines is an animated movie about a quirky family who has to face off against the robot apocalypse. It deals with themes of family bonds and how to deal with the difficult people that you love. It centers on the main character Katie and her family, but mostly her relationship with her dad. They have conflicting personalities and don't really know how to deal with each other. They both want to connect but don't really know how. The main point of contention is that Katie wants to go to school for filmmaking and her dad is worried that she's not going to be able to make it. So I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. This is something that a lot of art majors have to deal with, and a lot of times they are pressured to do something realistic. A lot of people who want to go to art school eventually just give up on their dreams for the fear of failure and not being able to support themselves. I actually have personal experience with this. So this happened to me a lot when I first started college. I was an art major in the very beginning, and people would always say, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do after college? Where are you going to go? All these things. And obviously I had no idea. I just knew that it was something that I enjoyed and something that I could be good at. Eventually I did switch my major to business, and when I felt like that wasn't really right for me either, I kind of just gave up and got my associate's degree in general studies. Of course I had a lot of ideas in between: nutritionist, accountant, and many others, but I couldn't decide, so I was just like, I'm just going to get my associates in general studies because I do not know where I'm going. That's not to say art would have been right for me either, but I didn't really give it a chance. I wanted to please others, and I wanted people to think that I make smart decisions. I also know what it's like to be lower than middle class, and it's not fun to worry about how you're going to make ends meet or how you're going to pay your bills. I just didn't want to grow up and struggle. All this to say that I understand both sides of this argument. The need to be more pragmatic, but the desire to follow your dreams, it's a hard decision. So Katie and her dad have to learn how to understand each other, and that's the main plot line next to the robot apocalypse. My only complaint with this movie is that this conflict, however important, is drilled into our heads. It's just very heavy-handed the way that they constantly push this conflict towards the front. I do like that it has more than one layer in terms of plot line. Like, there's the family bond, like the whole family bonding, and then there's the dad and daughter bond, and then there's the sibling bond, and obviously mother-daughter too. So it's all of these things are kind of playing into the main plot, which is the robot apocalypse, because they have to learn how to communicate and how to understand each other in order for the plan to save the world can be accomplished. But I felt like they focused so much on the father-daughter relationship that all of the other stuff kind of got pushed to the side. That may just be like a me problem, but I felt like it was just so drilled into our heads that these two characters have to learn how to get along and have to learn how to love each other differently, you know? So that's my only complaint. I wish that they would have maybe focused a little bit more on the other family members as well, but it was still good. Like, it's not something that takes away from the overall feel of the movie, if that makes sense. Other than that, I really love this movie. It's unique and cool and different. Another thing I really loved was how they animated Katie. So Katie, she does these YouTube films about her dog, and her dog is like a cop, and it's very cute. A lot of her editing style is also like infused into her character. So there's like a lot of extra stuff going around her head, if that makes sense. I think you probably have to watch it to understand what I'm talking about. There's like lightning bolts around her, and she's very dynamic in the way that she moves. I noticed it more on Katie, but I don't really remember if that was on the other characters as well. I think since Katie is the main character, they kind of want her to stand out. So another thing I really loved about this movie is the comedy. The comedy is impeccable. My family and I laughed the whole time it was playing. There's these robots that are just really funny. But our favorite character was the little brother Aaron. But yeah, Aaron was probably our favorite character in this movie, and we also loved the robots as well. Those were really funny. I think they made the rest of the family members kind of be a little more serious, except for the mom towards the end. It's really funny too. The dad and daughter obviously do funny stuff too, but it's, since they're so focused on that, having to make them bond and stuff, and learning about each other, that was kind of front and center for their characters. So we didn't see a whole lot of their funniness come through, if that makes sense. They still had a lot of funny moments too. And yeah, this whole movie was just fun. It was just a wild ride. It was magical. It was fun. And I would recommend it to anyone and everyone, young and old. We really need to start supporting original movies. We vote with our wallet and with our time. And if we keep watching these remakes, they're gonna keep making them. And movies like this, movies that are fun and original, will get pushed to the side for a profit. And that's not what I'm about. I want people to be able to experience animation and not have it be degraded as just a children's form of entertainment. That's not right. And yeah, that's the end of this review. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, so now it's time for Song of the Week. If you hear any background noise, it's because everybody's home and loud. Anyways, today's song is going to be Keep Going by Bay Ledges. It's their newest song, and it was released about 2 months ago. It's very groovy and funky. It's a lot of fun, and it almost has like this nostalgic sound, but when you listen to it, you'll be like, Miriam, how? It doesn't sound nostalgic at all, but to me, I don't know, it just has that feel to it for some reason. And yeah, I'm going to play a portion of it for you right now. So that was Keep Going by Bay Ledges. They are great, and I love them. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.